The music you just heard is your invitation to settle in and prepare for our worship service. If you haven't already done so, please put your phones and devices in airplane mode for the duration of the service. This keeps them quiet and it helps us provide a higher quality stream for our siblings who are attending virtually. Please know that whoever you are, wherever you are from, whomever you love, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. Good morning. Welcome to San Gabriel Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, whether you are here in the sanctuary or watching from home, whether you are with us for the first time or for the 1,000th time. We are glad you are here. My name is Pat Berthold. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm honored to serve as your lay leader this morning. Today, I'm thankful for a friend who brought my husband Rob to a UU church while his wife was hosting a baby shower for me some 40 years ago. In the intervening years, I belonged to UU churches in Midland, Texas, and in Bakersfield, California, as well as the Church of the Larger Fellowship, now our largest congregation and serving people online, but at the time it was all through the mail. When we decided to move here, I was really glad to find out that San Gabriel was here in Georgetown. And as my service to the church, most Sunday mornings you'll find me back at the door, part of the membership team, welcoming people. San Gabriel is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association. We are a movement working for a just, peaceful, and sustainable world. Sustaining each other here in community is one part of that work.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Eric Hepburn. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm honored to serve as your pulpiteer. Please join me in reciting the words to light our chalice. We light this flame to remind us love is the center. As we grow and connect, mature and deepen, love remains the center. When the light of truth burns all else away, love remains. Let us greet this day in song. Our opening hymn is Morning Has Broken. It's number 38 in the gray hymnal. The lyrics will be projected. Please rise in body and spirit as you're able. Sometimes we're carrying something on our heart that can prevent us from being fully present. Here in this community, our sharing of these things with each other is medicine, is healing. Like all good medicine, it should be concentrated and potent, so I invite you to aim at 3 strong sentences in your sharing. So if you are carrying a joy or a sorrow or both on your heart this morning, I invite you to share by raising your hand for the microphone. In this time, while one of us is practicing the vulnerability of praise or grief, the rest of us are practicing the gifts of presence and deep listening. Thank you for sharing. And for all that remains unspoken, the love of this community is with you. It's time for our Wonder Box. Do I have a volunteer to bring the Wonder Box forward? All right. Thank you, sir. All right, I have a note here. Good job. Okay. All right. That's a good way to deliver a script edit. All right. There's an object in the Wonder Box. That's one clue. There's also a written clue this week. It's in the form of a riddle. I am given freely, yet I am priceless in times of despair. In my embrace, you find warmth and care. What am I? Ooh, that's a really good guess. All right, I'm going to show you the object. We'll see if we can get it now. A hug. Oh, so sweet. All right. A hug is also a great way to show thanks. And here on the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we've got a story about thanks with our friends, Elephant and Piggy.
The Thank You Book, an Elephant and Piggy book by Mo Willems. I am one lucky pig. I have a lot to be thankful for. I had better get thanking. I am going to thank everyone who is important to me. Everyone? Everyone. No way. You will forget someone. You will forget someone important. I will thank everyone. It will be a thank-o-rama. Wow. Off I go. Squirrels. Piggy. Thank you for your great ideas. Aw, shucks. Snake. Piggy. Thank you for playing ball with me. The pigeon. Thank you for never giving up. And I am sorry you do not get to be in our books. That's what you think. Thanking is nice, but you will forget someone. Da-da-da-da-da. I will not. Mouse, birdies, rhino, hippo's big sister, barky dog, pelican, bear, hippo, worms. Thank you all for being great friends. Oh. See that, Gerald? I am a thanking machine. Piggy, you have forgotten someone important. Do not worry, Gerald. My next thanks will be a big one. Good. Thanks, Whale. You are nice.
So are you.
Ice cream penguin, thank you for your ice cream. It's what I do. Dr. Cat, thank you for being a great doctor. You're welcome.
Piggy.
Brian Bat, thank you for drawing with me.
That was fun. Piggy. Piggy! You are forgetting someone. Someone very important.
Really? Oh, now I know who you are talking about. The flies! Thank you for cooking with me. Anytime, dude.
Not the flies, Piggy.
I cannot think of anyone else I have forgotten to thank, Gerald. Oops. I goofed. Thank you, Elephant Gerald. You are the best friend a pig could ever have.
That means a lot to me, Piggy. But I did not think that you forgot me.
Who did I forget to thank?
Our reader. You forgot to thank our reader.
You are right. Thank you for being our reader.
We could not be us without you.
You are the best.
You did it. Great thanking, Piggy.
Thanks to you. Yep, I am one lucky pig. The end.
All children and youth wishing to go to their groups are welcome to exit. Everyone else, will you please join me in singing them out? And now for our anthem this morning, Jackie Karish and Lara Vai performing Slumber Song by R. Schumann.
I invite you in to a place of deeper stillness and reflection with a reading from our December Soul Matters packet by Pema Chödrön. You could ask what would be a good use of my life, thinking the answer is going to be a career choice or something, but I would say the most important thing is using your life to train in being present, in being here with an open heart, synchronizing your mind with your body, having them be in the same place at the same time with a brave, honest, but also gentle attitude towards yourself and towards what you see.
A brave, honest, but also gentle attitude towards yourself and what you see. I want to share a few other brief quotes from our packet this month just to get us in the feeling of things. This one from Jack Cornfield. Most of us have spent our lives caught up in plans, expectations, ambitions for the future, in regrets, guilt, or shame about the past. To come into the present is to stop the war. This one from Alan Watts. Stop measuring days by degree of productivity and start experiencing them by degree of presence. And this last one from Richard Rohr. We cannot attain the presence of God because we're already totally in the presence of God. What's absent is awareness. So presence is one of those words, a bit like God or love. It encompasses so much that often when we mention it, we're not quite sure what we're talking about. So what I want to start with this morning is focusing in on what I think the heart of presence is, and then I want to talk a little bit about what I think are some of the biggest blockages from us showing up in that way. So I'm going to suspect, given the time and the climate and the culture, that everyone here has plenty of experiences being way up in their head about something. Can I see a show of hands if this is a familiar experience? Okay, cool. Just doing a reality check. I want to make sure I'm not projecting on y'all. So, when we get up in our head, the lazy river that is usually our flow of stream of conscious thought turns into a raging rapids, and our awareness is flowing along with that water in all its tumult. Right? One thought leads to the next thought. Often we can feel the turbulence as anxiety. But our one thought flows into the next thought, and into the next thought, into the next thought, and the whole time we can feel the energy, the jangly energy of anxiety ratchet up and up and up as our mind tumbles and tumbles and tumbles in the ferment of our thoughts. Now, there's another thing that happens to us where we get way up in our feelings, so overwhelmed by the emotion of the moment that we can't feel anything else but that one intense feeling. What I want to suggest about presence is that it is a gateway out of both of those things, but a gateway that opens on a path that some of us tend to explore the least. When we were together a couple weeks ago, we did a basic body scan. And that body scan was a meditation technique to help bring your awareness into your body. You see, the body is the pathway to presence. When you're way up in your head or way down in your feelings, you can't feel your body. But grounding yourself in your body is a pathway to return you to calm awareness. So a body scan is one basic meditation technique or awareness technique that can help you re-ground yourself. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes just for a minute and go there with me. The easiest way to start is to give some attention to your breath. We're going to draw a little square with our breath. We're going to breathe in for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds. Draw the square 3 times. Now there's a place that we're going to go from here. We talked about that raging river of thoughts when they get going and how they sweep our presence, our awareness along with them. There is another form of meditation, and it feels a little something like this. You're all Texans, so I'm going to assume that you have been to a clear flowing stream with a rocky bottom before. And when the stream is relatively shallow, you can go and sit in the middle, anchor your bottom to the rocky floor, and let the water flow around you. This is the meditation where our thoughts are the water and we let them come and go. You see, our presence isn't flowing with the stream. It is sitting still, and the water is the thoughts. So our thoughts come into our field of awareness. We don't try to capture them. We let them flow back out of our field of awareness. Now, on a calm day, this is pretty easy to sit still for a moment until a really interesting thought comes along, and then you find you're downstream again. But this is the basic practice where we learn a crucial thing about ourselves, that we are not what we think. We are the awareness that is aware of what we think. It ends up that the older philosopher was wrong, and we are not just because we think we are. But we're going to go with Sartre on this one. The I am that thinks is not the I am that is aware of thought. It's a different layer of consciousness, a different level. And so we can allow the thoughts that come up in our minds to flow from future to past while we remain grounded. Now, the practice of meditation over time, of this particular type of meditation, is kind of like this. As you get better at being present, your connection to the rocky bottom grows. And we might think of it like this. The earth comes up to meet us in that moment. And as we deepen our practice, we find we're not sitting on a bunch of stones, we're sitting on one large stone. And as we deepen our practice, that stone continues to grow and rise as if it were alive, bringing us out of the water. Now, you all know what happens here in Texas when it rains a lot. That stony riverbed that we were sitting in might become quite dangerous if we're just standing or sitting in the middle of it. But not if we've built a promontory to sit upon. We meditate when we don't need it, so that it's there when we need it. We build the rock that comes up out of the stream through our meditation practice. And when we sit on that rock in calm times, we can feel through our sits bones and through our connection to the earth, the water of thoughts and feelings that flow past us. But when hard times come, and the rain falls, and the creek swells, and the chaos begins, we aren't swept away if we have a practice. We aren't swept away because the tumult is hitting the rock and not our body, the rock that we have built through our practice. It's not a disconnection from the flow, you see, because when you are sitting there, you can feel through your body, through your bottom. You can feel the thrumming of the waters against the rock that you have built. You are not out of touch with your thoughts and feelings, but you are no longer their subject. They are your subject. Eckhart Tolle says something I like about the stream of thoughts. He says, they're all just old, conditioned mind patterns. It's a little abstract, but they're habits. Many of them were taught to us by a culture that we've come to think isn't quite as wise as we hoped. Maybe some of the habits aren't the good kind. But when we identify with our own thoughts, we tend to beat ourselves up for having those thoughts come up because we think that we are those thoughts. So you have a sexist thought, or a racist thought, or an unkind thought, or a judgmental thought. What does the meditation practice teach us about those things? First, it teaches that that thought that you had is not who you are. The second thing that it teaches is that giving that thought extra attention simply feeds energy to it. It causes it to persist. That which we resist persists. So the most appropriate answer to an unkind thought, an unwise thought, an unworthy thought, is simply to deny it your attention. To simply let it pass as the flotsam and jetsam of your mental life that it is. You see, the ability to notice is what we would call spiritual discernment. We know what it feels like to make a decision with our cognitive mind. I've got my pro and con list, wrote it all down, weighed it in the balance. Now I'm going to choose. I choose a course of action. We know what it's like to make a choice from that emotional space. This is what my feelings tell me I have to do. That's what I'm going to do. Some of us have even probably had experiences where our bodies choose and seem to cut out all the rest of it. I'll tell you a story about my experience of that. I was in my early 20s, in my first marriage, and we were riding a motorcycle back from my first wife's parents' house to our home, and the accordion happened. The wave of brake lights coming toward us, and the next thing I know, the motorcycle's laying down and sliding into the median. Now, I don't know what happened. I mean that most sincerely. I have no memory. But I had 3 eyewitnesses come up and tell me that when my wife fell off the back of the motorcycle, I jumped up on top of the motorcycle as if it were a skateboard, jumped off it backwards, and ran to pull her out of traffic before the rest of the cars got there. So, our body can act all on its own. It doesn't need the rest of us sometimes in real moments. So, we can act from those 3 places. But what we are here in church to cultivate is the 4th option. What we come here for is to find our pathway to the 4th option, which is where spiritual discernment becomes enabled and empowered to help us make the important choices in our lives. What does that look like? What does that feel like? One of the most important aspects of it is that it feels like you have access to your body, your feelings, and your thoughts, with none of those things driving. I'm not suppressing my feelings. I am aware of my feelings. I am not clinging to thoughts. I am recognizing which of my thoughts are worthy of attention, which ones have the echo of wisdom, to use some language from our Soul Matters packet this month. Which of those thoughts shimmer? Shimmer is a good word for what spiritually activated things might feel like to us. Which parts of my body are shimmering when I'm sitting on the rock in the stream, recognizing that I'm at one of those inflection points in life where what I choose might matter deeply to me, to my friends, to my family, to the healing that the world needs. Abundance is not the money you have in your bank account, the trophies on your shelf, the letters after your name, the list of goals reached. Abundance is your connection to each breath. How sensitive you are to every flicker of sensation and emotion in the body. It is the delight with which you savor each unique moment, the joy with which you greet each new day. It is the freshness of each morning, unencumbered by memory or false hope. It is your rootedness in the present moment, knowing that you are always home, no matter what happens. It is you before every sunrise, fresh, open, and awake. You are rich, friend. You are rich. Jeff Foster. I want to close today with an attempt at this kind of meditation and a moment for reflection on this. So, it's cold outside today. Always a nice time to think of the better parts of summer and springtime in Texas. So I want you to picture your favorite spot, your favorite clear water stream. Maybe it's not even in Texas. Maybe it's one from a childhood far away from here. And we're going to walk out into that stream. You're going to feel the cold water on our ankles, the slippery rocks under our feet. We walk around a little bit, just feeling it. And then we notice there's a moment where this place calls to us. A moment where we can feel the river inviting us to sit down. And we do. And it's cold. But we get used to it. Okay, here I am. I'm in the river. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. I had almost forgotten how beautiful it is to just be in nature quietly. The sound of the water running down the stream. That burbling, murmuring sound. Reminds us that there was a womb older than our mother's womb. But we know we didn't come here just to sit and enjoy this. We've got a little work to do here in this time and space that's been granted to us. We've got a little work to do because the sunny day won't last. The clear weather will break. Storms will come, and like the squirrels, we need to put away some stores for the winter. We can feel the life in our toes. Feel the life in our fingers. We let the thoughts and feelings flow with the water around us and connected to us, but not truly what we are. We draw a slightly larger square. 5 seconds of in-breath. Hold for 5. Out for 5. Hold for 5. Somehow in this quiescence, we remember that we're safer than we think we are. That from this place of quietness is where our most powerful reactions to evil will originate. That the universe and Gaia and our communities will whisper to us in this quiet place of what is needed from us for the healing of each other and ourselves and our community and the world. Our love is one of the few things that's left to us in this quiet place where we allow everything else to flow by. We take an offering each week to sustain this spiritual home and to support the work of our fellowship. If you are visiting, we invite you to fill out a visitor card, which you can put in the plate or return to the visitor table in the back. For offertory music, we have Padapan, a traditional arranged by Cindy Blevins, performed by Laura Vai and Joe Nessa. The offering will now be gratefully received. Thank you. Sometimes we're called to add our voice to the chorus. Sometimes we're called to speak aloud a message resonating in our hearts. If you're called to reflect, express gratitude, or share an announcement, please raise your hand for the microphone.
Hello, Pam Hepburn again. I'm a member of the membership committee, and our team could use you if anybody's interested in being one of the smiling faces when you walk in the door. Please leave your name with the folks at the membership table. And also, I'd like to mention that if you have requested a more permanent name tag, we have a table over here in front of the text station where we put all the name tags that we've prepared for you, so you can get it there. Thank you.
Judy Mayo. I think I struggle with presence, and I found this talk to be very helpful. I've practiced breathing, and I've practiced recognizing a thought as it comes along and then dismissing it, and I find that very helpful to hopefully someday sit in a river on the rocks and be present. Thank you.
Amen.
I'm Jackie Carish. First of all, you have to be careful about what day you pick to think about sitting in the river. I was picturing being with a friend camping, sitting on the rocks. But then it was spring break and all of the college kids were coming down in their tubes. So I didn't have the same experience. But I have an announcement about choir. Mel is under the weather today, but Laura and I are going to have choir. We're getting ready for a special service on the 22nd, joining in with the youth of the church. And we'll have a fun solstice song, a couple Hanukkah songs, some fun popular Christmas songs. So the practice is today 1 to 3. If you haven't come before, come and just see what it's like, what we're going to sing. And we'll just be practicing a few weeks after church, getting ready for the performance.
I really like the visual of some of those intrusive thoughts being drunk college students tubing down our river. I like that. All right, seeing no more hands, I have 2 announcements. One, if you are a visitor and you would like to find out more about possibly joining our congregation, we will be having an orientation session for prospective members on January 12th from noon to 2 p.m. So put that on your calendar, and it will be followed by our next joining ceremony, which will be on Sunday, February 9th. The other announcement is that we will be doing Playscape installation Saturday, December 7th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If the weather doesn't hold, that date may shift to December 14th, but right now the plan is December 7th. Please come and lend a hand. All hands are helpful and useful in this process. And if you have further questions or want more information, please see Lou Sneed, our facilities chair. Thank you for sharing and for connecting us to each other and the world beyond. Our second hymn is Come Sing a Song With Me, number 346 in the gray hymnal. Lyrics will be projected. Please rise in body or spirit as you're able.
Sing a song with me, that I might know
As we prepare to return to the world, we remind ourselves through our affirmation to carry our work from this place to every corner of our lives. Please join me in the call and response. Love is the doctrine of this church.
We are here to love.
The quest of truth is its sacrament.
We are here to learn.
Service is its prayer.
We are here to care for others.
To dwell together in peace.
We are here to live in peace.
To seek knowledge and freedom.
We are here to honor our differences.
To serve humanity in fellowship.
We are all connected in spirit.
To the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine.
We are here to grow.
Thus do we covenant with one another.
This we promise to do together.
Please join me in reciting the words to extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame to remind us love is the center. As we explore and rest, engage and heal, love remains the center. When all we can see is cold ashes, love remains.
As benediction this morning, I leave you with this blessing. May you find questions more profound than answers, play more proficient than mastery, vulnerability more powerful than invincibility, supplication more productive than control, and a peace that passeth all understanding. Go in peace.